County Schools 2017 Teacher of the Year. The following is from her essay. I never wanted to be a teacher. Now don't get me wrong, as a little girl, I had a personal stash of Dick and Jane books for playing schools with my dolls and stuffed animals. However, I also loved pretending to be Bruce Banner of the Incredible Hulk, as well as Daisy Duke and Roscoe P. Coltrane from the Dukes of Hazzard. That by no means indicated a desire to become a nuclear physicist or a grown-up Daisy Duke. Thank goodness for that. So how in the world do I find myself in my 17th year as a special education teacher? Maleah Stewart chose to be a speech-language pathologist because of her personal experience in growing up with a family member who had social anxiety and deficits in communication. This understanding gave her a unique perspective into the minds of struggling communicators. As a child, Maleah was a quiet little girl, but she had teachers who encouraged her to experience the joy of establishing relationships with others. This led her to discover she was a natural communicator with a passion for making connections. She found her spark as a special education teacher for students with communication challenges. Since joining the Forsyth County School System family in 2006, Maleah has demonstrated her passion for making connections by growing strong relationships not only with her students, but also with parents, other teachers, administrators, and the community. Through these relationships, she can create endless possibilities for her students. From training sessions for parents to working with teachers on innovative lessons, Maleah has been able to find creative ways to help every student communicate regardless of their disability. In her role, she has a chance to find new ways to create personalized learning opportunities for each student, such as developing individual apps for communication for nonverbal students, creating a muscle twitch switch for a student with progressive motor degeneration, establishing a community service club for students with autism. I am more than just a teacher, shares Maleah. I am their advocate, their support, their mentor, their confidant, their cheerleader, and their biggest fan. By embracing innovation and utilizing my social connections, I found that every barrier to effective communication can be improved given passion, creativity, and teamwork. Please join me in congratulating Maleah Stewart, the Forsyth County 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Honestly. We did get the right envelope though, because I'm going to be like partway through this and that would be awkward. I want to send a thank you out, a shout out right now to all of the exceptional educators and community partners that are in this room today. And I also want to send an apology to my new friends, Maggie Tompkins and Michelle Dugan, because I'm going to back out of our deal. You see, we made a pact. We had dinner a few nights ago and we decided that whoever came up here would do a freestyle but educational rap, followed by a mic drop. And don't judge us harshly because that idea came from my principal. Yeah, putting you under the bus there, buddy. But in his defense, I'm not sure that he was serious. But this is scary, y'all. It's a lot of faces. So let me tell you a story about a student. I can do that. We all have those students that stand out in our minds. Those students who change our lives and who we'll never forget. For me, the student that stands out in my mind, it's easy, it's a 10-year-old fourth grader. And she really didn't stand out to a lot of people because she always made good grades, never got into trouble. But for me, there was just something about her. And started to really get to know her better. She always sat in the back of the classroom, rarely spoke to anyone, not unless she was directly singled out, in which case she would respond with her eyes turned downward and her voice barely above a whisper. So I got to know her more, and I began to recognize some things about her. She shared that she hated riding the bus. You see, she had a brother who was a year older than her in school, but she didn't really want anyone to know that because he was always in trouble. He had a different last name, so a lot of people didn't make that connection. And every afternoon on the bus, she said that he would fall asleep in the back seat. And she would sit alone in the front of the bus, just worrying, anticipation, would she have to go to the back of the bus and revive her brother from his semi-comatose state? Because the truth was, she did not want anyone to know that that was her brother. And so one day, she actually left him in the back seat of the bus. And when her mother got home from work, had to retrieve him from the bus driver's house, he was still in the back seat of the bus asleep. So, yeah, this was a while back. I don't think that would happen today, not in Forsyth County schools. But I dug deeper, and I started to recognize there were things going on at home. Every afternoon, they would get off the bus to an empty house, and it's a wonder that her brother didn't burn down that house, because he was a budding little pyromaniac. He would put his love of matches to work, trying to build fires to keep them warm on cold afternoons. Their mom would get home and she would turn on the heat in a single room where they could stay warm through the night. And then some nights they even stayed together in the bathroom doing homework because that was the warmest room in the house. And you know, to that little girl, those were not bad times. The bad times were when her brother got in trouble with his dad. There were beatings, there were fist-sized holes in closet doors and walls, and there was so much terror. And you wouldn't know that from having her in your classroom, though, not at first glance. You would only know that by really getting to know her, establishing a relationship with her, showing her that there are people who care and who can help. I know how essential it is to build relationships with kids. It's what I strive to do every day as an educator. I know it because I am that little girl. And that little boy is my brother Joey. And he has taught me everything about being an educator and how it all comes down to relationships. Believe in your students, empower them, get to know your kids. The kids who act out in your classrooms, but especially the ones who don't. Because I believe that is our #1 job as educators, to really get to know our kids. I know that I am not all that special, but I had some teachers that taught me the joys and the importance of establishing relationships with others. And I stand here before you right now only because of those relationships. I am not that special. I just have a special team of people who help me make a difference in the lives of our kids. People like Beth Keeper, who welcomed me into this county with a world of opportunity and growth. She believed in me more than I ever believed in myself. People like Jeff Hunt, who valued me and gave me the confidence to push myself to that scary place. That place where you put yourself out there, where you really grow. People like Joy Parham, a light and an inspiration, someone who gives me strength through her faith and has taught me that God will not give you more than you can handle. People like Shelley Malone, who shares my love and passion for students above all else, and a most amazing collaborator. People like Gretchen Franklin and Todd McClellan, who embrace my humorous side. They don't judge me for my mismatched shoes because they recognize that humor is sometimes the best way to a middle schooler's heart. People like Chris Scott, a humble member of our Forsyth community and a wicked, wicked engineer. He's got some mad engineering skills, and he helped me bring an idea to fruition for a student. My friend, my IT guru and Sherpa sidekick, and talent of all things instructional technology related, Alan Arena. You are the one that swoops in and saves me from all the sound issues that follow me wherever I go. And we're doing good so far, right? To my husband, he's invisible right now. It's supposed to be that table right there. Long story. All I gotta say is customs. For recognizing that my school family is an extension of our home family. And most of all to my brother Joey, who has made me the educator I am today, and like me, would not go back and change anything. I lost contact with him after 4th grade and was left wondering what happened to him. Was he safe? And he found me only 5 years ago. And like I said, we wouldn't change a thing. And that's why I do what I do, and it's why every student I look at through different eyes from those experiences. And in closing, I just want to say that I am so blessed to be an educator. There is nothing better than being a teacher. The power of our profession is amazing. How many people can say that they hold the future in their hands, that they shape the future? And when you really, really think about it, our influence is infinite. Thank you.